There's only one thing, but superconscious, self-conscious, unconscious, which runs everything, subconscious, which projects all energy and all light and all vibration out into frequency and is reflected back into our lives. It's a little bit tricky because this place is a consciousness, the collective is a consciousness, and we as individuals are consciousness, and it's all flowing. Consciousness is how energy actually flows. It's like the soup that everything flows in. At the foundational level between the unconscious and the subconscious is a belief structure. That's a filter. So I'm going to read this. The belief structure is the filter allowing what parameters this place may operate as the rules or how things work. It's in you. It's magnified by the magnitude of many holding the same core magnetized belief. So the collective belief structure overrides the individual unless the individual has grown itself to a greater sovereign vibrational flow at a greater harmonic frequency. So in this time between times, what I'm suggesting is if you are of the ilk to be watching such a weird thing here, then more than likely it's a benefit for you to stop reacting to the collective no matter what it effing says, no matter what. Even if it says your name, we're coming after you. Just stop reacting to it. Separate from it. And there's a 2-step process. I'm not selling a course. I'm just saying it's a 2-step process that I see is basically perfect. It's exactly how we're supposed to function. And yet everything's telling us to function in the opposite manner. Government, religion, everything. And so the 2-step process is how to address your belief structure. Again, your belief structure is a filter through which you are allowing the information of you and what you've taken in to come through you deeply in your self-conscious, your superconscious, and deeply in your unconscious into your subconscious, which projects it out. So it's very difficult to project out anything unless you're expanding your belief structure, which is one of the core principles, in my opinion, of what we're supposed to do here, which is growing ourselves. And then we grow ourselves to a place where we can bless this place. So to address your belief structure, number one is releasing ropes. We all have these ropes inside that we're holding on to, and we don't really understand why, and most of us never even address them. But by going in and addressing them, your inner child, your ego, your inner fears, everything is in this one spot. And the heart is the prism of the soul. The mind's a projecting and creating attention tool. The brain is a organizing and messaging mechanism between it. The belly is holding your belief structure. It's the seeping. Okay. So we have these things like a gut instinct. We have these things way down deep inside us that there's fear in there. Why is there fear in there? How long has it been there? A long time. Or the solar plexus, right? Or even the sacral. So step one, to address the belief structure, release the ropes. Release these little ropes that are holding on to that we think are holding us up inside, but are actually like bending us all out of shape. And we've just grown in a very odd manner, mostly because the collective has been programmed that way. And we're trying to grow out of it now, but we're still kind of in this bendy shape, like a palm tree that went through a hurricane and still trying to find the sun. So release the ropes by what pretty much everybody's been doing their entire life is the ego's been telling them to fight, flight, hide based on those inner fears that never get addressed. Not good or bad, it's just how we're running at the base level. And it's all perfect until we get to a place where we're having internal conversations like this. Like, why do I do that? And why does nobody talk about this? And how come life is so obvious and yet everybody's doing it backward with their head down? So instead of fight, flight, hide, which is good if there's actually a scenario, those inner fears must be addressed by sitting with them, which is addressing. Not running, not fighting, not flighting. Just sit with it and look at it. Like sit with the devil of you. Because there is no devil. It's just a court gesture of you dancing for your attention. Address those ropes and what they're holding on to. So it might take 5 minutes. It might take 5 years. You just sit there until all of a sudden you're not so tight and scared that you can actually see it. It's in you. You accept it instead of making up a story where it's not you, it's bullshit. You just accept that it's there, and then you forgive it. Naturally, if you do that process with the entirety of your heart and your mind, you get past it and you allow the consciousness to flow. The awareness of you will let it go. This is how you release a mind box. So we're all growing constantly. And most folks are holding on to like little buckets in the ocean. These ropes that we have are holding on to the sides of these buckets. And so we're just like living in a little bit of air, like a kid with a bucket on his head in a pool. When we address our fears, like public speaking or getting into a fight or just having some type of little growth mechanism, making a song, making a poem, like getting a new job, anything. When we address our own little tiny fears externally, that points us back to the inner fears. And those inner fears are only there for us to be able to blossom, to grow, to unfold. And so the more we unfold, the more we are then expanding. So we're expanding our belief structure, our actual resonance, but our belief structure, which is our filter, which is perfect and wonderful. However, we will then bump into these little buckets we have, these little mind boxes. Those mind boxes are held by these little ropes that we're holding on to that we think are supporting us and holding us up. All this unconscious. So we must go in there and just allow ourselves to calm down and look at it, because we never look at it. And when we look at it, opening our hands, our adult hands and our inner child hands, everything, just in a deep meditative state, say, all right, let's take a look. Let's take a fucking peek at what's in there, instead of living an entire life reading everything and listening to everything and trying to get along with everybody and not really ever looking at what's already here, what's driving this effing machine. Go in there and look at it. Deeply, 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 and stop running from it. Stop fighting it, because everybody's fighting themselves. Stop hiding from it, because everybody's scared and they don't know what they're scared for. I'm ranting again. All right. You go in there and you release these ropes. You release the ropes merely by just looking at them, because you are divine limitless spirit energy. By just addressing them and accepting them and then forgiving them. It doesn't have to be that you tell your little kid inside that he or she is okay. It doesn't have to be that you like what somebody else did. It doesn't have to be that you approve of your own actions when you're in fear. You just look at it for what it is. And you sit with it and it dawns on you, I am the awareness of all this. It's okay. It's okay. It's a story. It's okay. And you let it flow. And you open your hands and the ropes will just flow out when it's ready. They flow out through forgiveness. You just forgive everything. You forgive everyone. You forgive yourself. And you forgive this place. And then they just allow themselves to go. And then what happens is you naturally grow, just like a little kid's not trying, like a plant's not trying. It's just growth. And when our body grows to a certain stage, our resonance continues to grow, unless we're holding on to the ropes that are keeping our mind boxes there. You ever notice somebody like gets a near-death experience or a cancer or something, and then they come back from it, and then they have they cut the cancer out, not feeling good, and I'm running around the lake, and all of a sudden life is way better, a blessing in disguise. It's because what has occurred there is something shook them to the point where they addressed unconsciously, probably didn't even know that they were doing it, addressed what was being held. Like, oh shit, I'm this thing. I have a body. And now what? Okay, well, if I'm about to leave this body, well, let's focus on what I'm here to do instead of all this other shit, just distraction and resistance. So you allow the ropes to flow away naturally. You don't force it. Can't force anything. By forgiveness. Address. Just sit with it. Address. Accept. Forgive. It will flow away by itself. So that's step one. This is addressing belief structure. Step two is my suggestion in this time between times, temporarily, not forever, is to separate from the collective so that you can see, because the pull of the collective and the belief structure and just the toroidal pull itself as energy is likely stronger than the individual, and it will cause some type of psychosis of like the hero's journey is so incredibly difficult when we fall off the cliff, and we don't feel like we're prepared for it, because whatever peak you're looking for when you're on the plateau that's already inside you, there's equilateral drop off and valley that one must go through to get to that peak. So unless you're prepared to go through this valley, which most are going to have to anyway, it's a little easier to go through that valley when you're in the collective, because the collective is a repetition of fear. However, it's also a safety net. So I don't suggest anybody quit their job and just live completely sovereignly and by themselves for years like I did. Most people aren't cut out for that. It probably isn't the best thing for everybody. But it was extremely rewarding for me because there's great clarity there. Because I know exactly where I'm going because I listen to my heart. And that's the same process for everybody. So separating from the collective gives you a little space to be able to listen to this place. This is why I say separate from the collective. To be able to listen to this place, it's easier to see it reflect to you because it's a reflection of the internal if you separate from the collective, because the collective is such a strong pull. So if you don't separate from the collective and just go into nature by yourself, at least for a couple hours a day, and focus, that's like your main thing, you're mostly going to be receiving information that seems proper as the reflection of the program of the collective. And so if you feel like you're outgrowing the collective, then if you keep paying attention to what the collective is being fed and then is projecting out, it's going to be something that fuels the strife within you and makes those ropes tighter. So separate from the collective. This is step 2. Separate from the collective and listen to this place. Listen to nature. It will show you your external fears, likely in feelings and emotions, which you then sit with. Just sit with them externally when they appear, which will make clear your inner fears. So they'll always point back to your inner fears. That's how this joint functions. It's giving you what you need through pain or scare or just words from somebody else or anything. It's just less screen, more looking at this place. It will show you and you will feel things. You'll be like, because we're also used to feeling shit and most of it's fear-based. We'll be like, why am I feeling that? Interesting. Let's take a greater look at myself. What the fuck's going on here? So the external fears will make clear your inner fears. They're pointing back because they're deriving from a reflection of you. But if you're serving the collective, primarily, you'll see primarily the reflection of the collective. So we'll make clear your inner fears, which are in your belief structure. So that will point you back to the inner fears in your belief structure. Again, so you're releasing the ropes from your belief structure just by sitting, addressing, accepting, and forgiving, and they will naturally, and then you will grow naturally. You will bump up against mind boxes, and then that's another opportunity to address this place, listen to this place. It will show you, that's what the mind box is. It will show you a new level of fear externally. You will feel it internally. You don't know exactly what that is. You sit with it intentionally. Those inner fears will then show themselves one by one. You can address, accept, forgive. Those fears will then become ropes that you have untethered by doing nothing except for the natural flow of life. I'm going to leave it there. That's it. That's it. Okay? Your belief structure is a filter between your unconscious and your subconscious. Your subconscious is projecting out to this place what is the proper mechanism for your reality of duality so that you're walking into life's flow through you so that you can figure out what it is that you're here to do. Grow yourself and bless this place. Bless everyone else. That's it. That's your mission. Shine your light. To address your belief structure, your filter, to expand your belief structure, you release the ropes. Address, accept, forgive. And you watch this place, the external fears will point you to your inner fears, and then you do that same thing. Release the ropes, address, accept, forgive. Pay attention to your attention. Pay attention to your attention. Everything else is. You might as well too, because it's divine. Prima Voltus Interior. I love you.